In the tapestry of human experience, there are threads that connect us all, emotions and questions that transcend time, culture, and circumstance. Love, an emotion so powerful it can uplift or devastate, unite or divide. It's a universal language, yet deeply personal, an eternal mystery that poets and philosophers have tried to capture for centuries. Loneliness, a shadow that lingers in crowded rooms and quiet spaces. In our hyper-connected world, it's an unseen epidemic, a silent cry for connection and understanding. And then there's a question that has echoed through the ages. What is the purpose of life? A question that shapes our journey, our decisions, our very being. Love, a word so simple yet so profound, has been the muse of artists, the puzzle for philosophers, and the eternal quest of the human heart. Plato saw love as a ladder to ascend from physical attraction to the love of wisdom, and finally to the contemplation of the divine. This idea, known as the ladder of love, invites us to explore love as a journey towards higher understanding. In the realm of psychology, love transforms from an abstract concept to a tangible force. Psychologists like Robert Sternberg propose models like the triangular theory of love, which delineates love into intimacy, passion, and commitment. It suggests that love, in its fullest form, is a dynamic interplay of these elements. Love takes on diverse forms: the passionate romance that sets the heart aflutter, the deep bond of friendship that withstands the test of time, the unconditional love of a parent, and even the self-love that fosters personal growth. Each form enriches our life in unique ways. Everyone has their own story of love: a young couple discovering love for the first time, an elderly pair reflecting on a lifetime together, a child's pure affection for their parents. But love is not always a tale of joy. It can bring heartache, longing, and profound loss. Yet even in its most painful form, love teaches us resilience, compassion, and the depth of our own strength. In essence, love is life's greatest paradox. As elusive as it is omnipresent, as complex as it is simple, it's the force that drives us forward, the bond that heals, and the bond that unites. Loneliness, a shadow that often walks unnoticed in the bustling crowds of modern life, is not just the physical state of being alone, it's an emotional landscape, marked by a sense of isolation, even when surrounded by others. Psychologists define loneliness as a distressing feeling that accompanies a perceived lack of social connection. It's a subjective experience. What feels lonely to one person may not to another. This emotional discrepancy highlights loneliness's complex, deeply personal nature. Throughout history, loneliness has been both romanticized and feared. It has been a source of artistic inspiration, a wellspring for introspection, and yet a place of profound existential dread. In our digital age, loneliness has taken on a new dimension. Despite being more connected than ever, the quality of our connections has diminished. Social media, while a tool for communication, often amplifies feelings of isolation and inadequacy. Recent studies show a rising tide of loneliness across all age groups. It's not just an issue for the elderly; young people surrounded by virtual connections are reporting higher levels of loneliness than ever before. But loneliness is not an incurable malaise. It's a signal, much like hunger or thirst, indicating a need for social connection. Communities, support networks, and even technology, when used mindfully, can offer solace and connection. In recognizing and addressing our own loneliness, we can take the first step towards a more connected, empathetic society. It's through reaching out, both to others and within ourselves, that we can transform the solitary echoes of loneliness into a chorus of shared human experience. What is the purpose of our existence? This question has echoed through the ages, a puzzle that has intrigued philosophers, inspired poets, and guided the spiritual journeys of countless souls. The search for life's purpose has taken many forms. Ancient Greek philosophers pondered the good life. Eastern philosophies like Buddhism speak of enlightenment and the cessation of suffering. While many indigenous cultures view purpose as living in harmony with nature, in the modern world, our purpose is often intertwined with our careers, passions, and societal roles. For some, it's about artistic expression or scientific discovery, but for others, it's about service, building a family, or making a difference in their community. Yet beyond these external pursuits, the search for purpose is also deeply personal. It's about who we become as we navigate life's trials and triumphs. It's about the values we hold, the character we build, and the legacy we aspire to leave. And yet, in the grand tapestry of the universe, our individual pursuits might seem fleeting. Existential thinkers confront this by suggesting that life inherently lacks purpose, and it's our responsibility to create our own meaning. In this endless search for purpose, perhaps what matters most is the journey itself, the moments of joy and sorrow, the connections we make, the dreams we chase. As we each carve our path, we weave the rich, complex story of what it means to be human. In the whirlwind of our modern era, where everything moves at breakneck speed, we confront a troubling reality: the rise of superficiality in our relationships and a sense of fading love. The digital age, with its dating apps and social networks, has transformed how we connect. Love, or the quest for it, often feels like a mere swipe away, reduced to profiles, text, and transient encounters. Our lives, broadcasted on social media, have become a highlight reel. The depth of our experiences, the authenticity of our connections, often lost in the pursuit of likes, follows, and an image of perfection. Where once was nurtured over time, growing deep roots, today it often feels like it's skimming the surface, struggling to take hold in the rocky soil of our fast paced lives. It raises the question, is love fading in our generation, or is that our way of seeking and expressing it have become more transient, more superficial? In this landscape of fleeting connections, the challenge before us is profound yet clear: to find ways to revive the depth and authenticity of love, to move beyond the superficial, rekindling connections that touch the soul, enduring beyond the ephemeral nature of modern life. In exploring love, we've seen how it shapes our lives, giving joy and sorrow, forging bonds that can last a lifetime. It's the force that connects us, breaks us, and ultimately defines much of our human story. Loneliness, a complex and often misunderstood emotion, speaks to the heart of our need for connection. It's a reminder that in our increasingly digital world, genuine human connections are more crucial than ever. And in the quest for life's purpose, we've encountered a spectrum of perspectives, each unique and yet part of a larger shared quest. It's a journey that shapes our identity, drives our actions, and echoes in the legacy we leave behind. Through our exploration, we may more questions than answers. It illuminates the beauty and complexity of our existence. Love, loneliness, purpose. These are not just abstract concepts, but the very threads that weave the fabric of our lives.